We got Sneeko here. He's got this busted up tooth. Smile for me, man. This was the security guard at AF.
Welcome back to the Tokyo Fresh podcast. My name is David. I'm here with Jordan.
I'm here.
I literally almost forgot to press the record button, and I was like, "Quick, go!"
Smash quickly, David, the like button, smash it.
Yeah. If I lose 5 seconds of the audio, it's not a big deal.
It's
But,
not the end of the world, yeah.
I mean, it cut out all of our bullshit chatter before.
That's good then.
I mean, yes.
It's not as bad as like.
Smelling very ricey up in here.
Ooh, what are you making? Oh, paella. Paella. Oh, the Spanish big.
The Spanish rice dish
Oh, I fucking
starts what with a P?
paella. It's pretty good actually, dude. There's like a whole thing recently where I'm trying to find really cheap, filling, like really good meals that I can like make quickly. Aren't gonna cost me like a billion quadrillion yen, but also like generally good. And I was going through my old books that I have in my house, and there's a really good book called I think it's called like Cheap Side Dishes. And the entire book is basically like, hey, if you have these 4 things, you can make this side dish, and then it will tell you like how much it costs to make it. David, some of these fucking recipes are crazy. Some are like, there's like a chicken wing and cabbage, like a nimono like stew thing you can make, and every serving is like 30 yen.
Wow.
30 fucking yen. Dude, it's crazy.
Return to 4th grade, embrace grilled cheese. You know what? I mean, cheese and bread is great, but
Cheese and bread is good. Listen, but cheese in this country is very expensive.
that is true.
It's so
That is very
expensive.
true.
Dude, you want good cheese here? Fuck me, man.
Do you want? No, it's just. Do you want cheese here? It's not even good cheese. It's just cheese. Period.
I find it really funny when there are certain sort of home comforts from like the UK, certain places in America that I know people really crave, and I think cheese is one of the biggest ones for a lot of people. Like you don't realize how much you miss such a simple thing until you go back home. Like when I was recently back in the UK, I was like running around sex supermarkets and stuff, like seeing what they had, seeing what new things were out. You know, supermarket shopping is always it's always fun, you know.
Yeah.
And we get to like the milk, dairy, like cheese section, and for those that don't know, like UK has a lot of dairy farms. We've got a lot of like cows in the country, you know. So dairy there is like stupidly cheap, and I forgot like how cheap it was. Like there was a block of like red Leicester cheese. It's like stupid like that. Like the most basic cheese you have. Like it's basically a filler cheese. It's a cheese that you use the majority of when you're making macaroni and cheese, so you don't have to use too much of the expensive cheeses. You know, red Leicesters, whatever. And I think it costs
Spent
like
700 yen on Parmesan.
get fucked.
Yeah,
Get
and it's probably
fucked.
like
Yeah.
a sliver like this big, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's like
Literally, like the red Leicester cheese I bought in the UK was like £1 for like 500, 600 grams of like cheese. Sick. The exact same cheese in like the supermarket near me, you get a little cube, not like enough for like one sandwich, bruh. 600 yen. 600 fucking yen.
the cheese I buy doesn't last for more than one meal. It's
No,
not enough
impossible.
cheese.
It's insane. It's
Not
awful.
enough cheese.
Have you seen? Well, there's like the cheese store you can go to, which is like
Is that what it's called? The cheese
literally
store.
the cheese store. All they sell is cheese.
So hang on. The sign above the store is just cheesy up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Majida, yeah.
I mean, hey, that
I know.
I've seen sakanaya.
I've seen
before.
sakanaya, bro. Like it's just
So
cheesy. And
cheesy up.
They sell like various like different types of like cheese from around the world and stuff. And there's like a bunch of them like dotted around Tokyo. You can go from like, I think it was a cheese there, and it was like Ichiban Gosen, like 15,000 yen for like a little like a cube of cheese basically. And Martin, dude, I'm like, yo, why is this cheese so expensive? Like, is it gonna like solve my do my taxes? Like, what's going on here?
If only.
If only. Dude was like, oh, you know, this is a really good cheese. And you can see it's got garlic in it. And I'm like,
Go on.
I can see that. Go on. He's like, yeah.
Yeah,
That's it.
Japan cheese game pretty weak.
Bro,
not
it's weak
gonna
as
lie.
shit, dude. Not enough dairy cows. All the dairy cows are in Hokkaido. All the grazing spaces in Hokkaido. That's
Yep.
why. Like every cheese in this country, or most dairy product, all grain stuff that isn't like rice based.
I've never been to Hokkaido.
Bro.
Does Hokkaido just have like amazing cheese and they
Yes.
just hoard it all?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
You
Yes.
you know what? You want to make it, you hoard it. That's fine.
Hokkaido has, for those who've never been to Hokkaido, Hokkaido is one of the coolest prefectures. It's stupidly huge. It's giant. People call it Dekaido, which I find hilarious.
You know what's funny? There's a we were watching Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader the other day?
No.
And one of the
next question.
and one of the questions came up, and it was like, what is the actual correct scale of Hokkaido? And it showed two maps of Hokkaido at like different scales.
Yeah.
And I looked at it and I was like, they're the same map. Like they're both the same size. One was extremely large. Like
Yeah.
Hokkaido was like as big as half of Honshu. And I'm like,
Jesus.
I mean, like that's kind of close, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
that big. But it was like it was as if someone had scaled Hokkaido up like 40%.
So it wasn't actually that big.
No.
Okay, yeah, I thought so. Yeah, but it's huge as fuck. But it's not as big as like most of Honshu.
But it
you
is
know what I mean?
big.
It's big as fuck.
And it's
great.
kind of just like, well, there's like kind of only that one big mountain in the center, right?
Yes.
So all of the rest of it is a little bit lowlands where
Yeah.
you can graze cows and
Yep. That's why the summer the summers there are really nice. Like it's really cool. It's really chill. Like it's a similar like world longitude thingy
Right,
to like
right,
the UK. So it's pretty chill during the summertime.
I always see it compared to like the Netherlands, like
Yeah.
it like very similar, like rolling pastures
yeah,
in the
yeah.
mountains type stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like rolling pastures. Like the food there, I would say, like it's for me, it's comparable to like Kyushu. Like you know how we always like raging about Kyushu, but like we love Kyushu. The food is good, the people are chill, everything's good there. I have similar feelings about Hokkaido, but the only problem is I've only ever been there during the winter when it is a frozen hellscape that man should not live in. And even that, it was fun. It was a good time, you know. But it's a place I really want to go back to during like summer or spring or something. Especially like Cola's moving there eventually. He was gonna say yeah.
Yeah, I mean he said that and then hasn't moved there.
Oh no,
so
yeah, it's like I think end of
sometime.
end of the year. One of our friends is moving there,
Yeah.
and he was basically telling us like because of the housing prices in in Hokkaido, he can basically like rent out like a 4-bedroom house for like nothing, which I'm very insanely jealous about, dude. 4-bedroom fucking house.
I mean, if you got the space.
Come on, dude. If you got the space, use it.
Yep.
Imagine all the indoor barbecues we can.
Imagine the outdoor barbecues you could have.
Oh, dude, fucking. I'm so
That means
jealous.
a 4-bedroom house means you have a yard.
You have a yard. You have a
I
house
like-
with a yard. Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. But yeah, it's been good. I'm excited for to go to Hokkaido eventually when he moves up there. It's gonna be good. But hey, David, how was your week? What did you do this week? What did you get up to? What did you get into? David's stressing.
Maybe God's kind of cool. Maybe.
You've been there for 1 week. You've been there for like a week.
I know.
You can't be tricked that quickly, David. Don't fall for the lies,
maybe
David.
he's kind of cool. I
Maybe
don't know.
God's kind of rad.
Maybe.
A pastor came in and flipped his chair backwards and sat down. Maybe God's kind of cool, you know? Gosh.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I just working. But I don't know. Like every morning you do the
Yeah,
say
you do
your
the
prayer.
prayer thing,
I understand why people are in organized religion. I get it.
It's regimented.
I understand.
Yeah.
And like maybe this is getting like weirdly like too philosophical.
Go for it.
But let's go there. So I forget who it was, and they said something that kind of I was like, huh. You know how like now a lot of like Gen Z people are like they're going out and they're like protesting and like doing all this like stuff.
Yeah.
But those people are different than the people who are like on Twitter and other places who are just like perpetually angry at stuff.
They are.
And they posited that those people are perpetually angry at stuff because they have nothing going on in their life because religion has disappeared from the world.
That's
like
hilarious.
their thing is that like their focus on something is just like whatever's in front of them at the time that they can be angry at.
Yeah.
Whereas like organized religion would give you something to work towards or like give you something to focus your mind and your energy at.
That's why it's
and I'm like,
opiate of the masses, my guy.
I'm like, that's kind of an interesting take.
I-
Whether it's true or not, I don't
It's
but
it's the opiate of the masses for sure. I mean, if it was true, America would be a saner place. To be fair, like America has a crazy religiosity like flowing through the country as a whole. But like, I see where you're coming from though. I think perhaps maybe not religion exactly, but people who are like perpetually mad on Twitter, their life has definitely lost all meaning. Like I guarantee it. Like you know the you've seen the Rugrats? There's like a really good scene in the Rugrats where Stu's making pudding at like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And it's like, why? What are you doing? What are you
lost
doing?
control of my life.
Lost control of my life.
Yeah.
That is like, if you're on Twitter raging about something or someone, you've lost control of your life. Like
That's
honestly.
you. Yeah. I mean, Dan mentioned it here in chat. He said they graduate high school and then they have no community. And
Yes.
like, that's
Yeah.
yes, kind of. Yeah. Like you graduate. More and more people are being separate by the advent of the internet going like, I don't need to leave
My square.
here.
And I think the problem is like the internet gives you a really interesting illusion of community where you think you're not you think you're part of you're part of an internet community, but it's very different from being part of an actual in flesh we meet every week community.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's like I get a lot of comments or like I guess I should say DMs from people who are like, hey, I'm coming to Japan and I want a community, or like, oh, I live in Japan, I've lived here for like 3 years, and you're always doing stuff with friends.
Right.
How do you make friends? How do you build a community? How do you like go out and do stuff? And I'm like, I assume you're kind of just at home doing nothing. And a lot of them are like at home. They'll go to work, they'll come home, they'll play some games, they'll chill for a bit, but they don't have like.
It's me.
It's you, but you got friends. I'm here. Every
Sure,
week.
yeah,
Do
okay,
you-
fair- yes,
that's
fair
different.
enough,
We
yeah.
hang out, we go drinking, we do cool things.
I
we
could
go-
have went to Ardedly last night. On Friday night. I was tired after work and I
Bro,
didn't want to go.
I feel shot, dude. Yeah, but it's that. It's being a part of a physical community does wonders for like your mental health and such. And if you're not, you find yourself just online in like weird virtual communities, and it doesn't do what it needs to do for your psyche, especially
Right.
as like humans. We're social beings, But I think when it comes to religion, like organized religion, I get why a lot of people follow it. They need that community.
Like organized religion is weird in that I like everything about organized religion except for the religion part.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Except for the religion part. Like if you just remove that, it'd be great.
It would be great. If you move the religion, replace it with something like ping pong, wonderful.
Sure.
I'm down for it. Like just get together in a group every week and like vibe and play some sports or something,
Yeah.
But no, as a man who grew up in organized religion, I can tell you it's very good for some people. Some people definitely need it, and for those who don't, you're fine. Don't worry about it. I've always found it weird where, like, especially like growing up Christian and just becoming like whatever I am now. It's really interesting to see weird atheist people being like, "What religion? It's terrible because X, Y, and Z," and you have the atheists fighting the religious people. And I'm always like, guys, like, none of this matters really. Like, as long as you found yourself in a community and no one's getting hurt, it should be pretty chill.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. You're gonna be okay, guys. But no, are you slowly falling into the?
No, I just, like, I'm not like they're like reading the fucking Bible or something. Like, that's not,
Taylor's like, no, but different conversation. Here's my miniature Bible that
Right,
the school
yeah,
gave me.
yeah.
Are you also doing like, as part of the school, do you have to like go to like service and such? Like, not Sunday service, but
No, that is like separate. It's weird because even that is not mandatory
There we go.
for students. So it
Good.
seems like
Good.
the students who are actually Christian will attend based solely on the virtue that they're Christian, and then that they're their parents are like, you need to go do Bible study.
Go read the Bible. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I think I prefer that though. I think the worst way to introduce like any religion to someone is to be like, if we do this, you have to do this.
Right.
I've always said like, I like what my mother did, which was basically we all went to Sunday school until like a certain age, and then it was like, okay, make your own choice now. Mm-hmm. You want to come to Sunday school? You want to go to church? You can come to church. You don't want to go to church? You don't go to church. Like, from that age, you can just make your own choice basically, which is cool. And then once I go back to the UK, like, I'll go like once, like normally Christmas time. Like all the Christians who only go to church once a fucking year. At the boringest time to go to church as well. Christmas time. Lame. But yeah.
Yeah, so it is what it is, like this week has just been kind of working. Like, I haven't really done anything. Mostly I've just like, I come home, I play a game for like 2 hours, and then I go to fucking sleep.
And you're like, it's time for bed, I'm dying.
Yeah, that's kind of been
the week.
I haven't done much.
Ugh, no, I'm in the same boat. I had a lot of going to work, coming home, and then sort of like vibing a lot, but then doing a lot more kickboxing this week, which was fun. Ended up teaching some new students who came into the class, which is really great. Like, there's nothing more fun, David. I've got to say, there's nothing more fun than having like new students in the class, because I think what happens is when you start doing any sort of martial arts or any sort of sport or anything for a long period of time, and you've found yourself in a group, you kind of know where everyone's levels are, right? And then you kind of know where like what everyone's sort of like quirks are, or like the way they like do the sport, or the way they like do the martial art or whatever. Then after a while, you realize like, oh, I'm not learning anymore. I'm just kind of like, I know how to beat this person if we're sparring, for example, if we're playing like a match together. So when new people come, it's great because you're like, oh, fresh skills, fresh blood, fresh people to come and like mix up the scene a little bit, which is really cool. And then because we have lots of like group classes, if you are the most senior person in the class, you become like the perpetual helper of the teacher, which means a lot of like, bro, I was dead the next day, because it's a lot of like, hey, we're gonna show them how to kick, gonna need you to kick this pad, and you kick the pad and everyone goes, oh, you've done it. So it's pretty good kick. And then Sensei's like, all right, Jordan, now do it with your other leg. You do it again, they go, oh, really good, wow, well done, good job. And he goes, okay, now do it really slowly, so they can see exactly.
But just keep doing it.
Yep.
I've had that experience too with
me,
karate
dude.
training, like
kills.
white belts. I'm just like,
Yeah, I know.
how you kick.
That's how you do it.
People doing punches like this. And
Yeah.
I'm like, stop! You're gonna break your fucking.
You're gonna break your thumb, yeah.
They're doing punches with their thumb out, and I'm like,
Don't do
or
that.
like they're doing punches like this with the thumb out at the side. I'm like,
really
man, you're gonna miss someone. You're gonna hit their clothes, and your thumb's gonna fucking bend backwards.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be very painful.
Not gonna be fun for you.
Yeah, I think I was teaching. There's one thing I realized. Well, it's two things technically that people find really difficult. One is people always drop their guard every time
When they're doing something.
when they like we'll be something like, hey guys, we'll do like a 1-2, like, little jab, little straight, easy. And I was helping like one of the new people, And every time he threw out like a jab and was about to throw out his two, his arm would go like all the way down, almost to his hip, like he's loading up his second punch. And I'm like, you gotta keep your hand here. And he's like, oh, thanks, Sensei. I'm like, no, it's man, don't worry about it. Does it again? Hey, bro, you gotta keep your hand here. He's like, oh no, it's man, mate. Don't worry, man. Just, keep it up. Here you go. Let's continue. Hey, bro, you gotta keep your hand up. Hey, dude, you gotta keep your hand up.
Just
hey,
one
bro,
time. Just one time. Kick him in the head.
Just. Do you know what? That's what I want. That's what I
one
wanted
time, kick him in the
to
head,
do.
and then they'll learn.
But he's only been. But Sensei was like, he knew what I was gonna do because he goes, "Oh, dude, I'm gonna pay with this guy this week." He goes, "This is his third session," and he looks at me like, and I'm like,
right.
"Oh, he knows what I want. He knows what I want to do." Because like, if a guy's been there for like at least a month, Sensei would be like, "Oh, Jordan, he's been here for a month. He's still new, but he's been here for a month." And I'm like, "Oh, sick," because that means he drops his guy and just go, dong, with the pad, just dong. Oh God, oh, dong. It was just nothing is more refreshing than like you drop your guy, and you just get to dong.
Just hit someone in the head.
Just hits dong someone on the head, like bro, dong God, which is great. But that was a good session. Apart from that, did a lot of running around, a lot of sports this week. And then on the weekend, David, well, yesterday technically, I did a little bit of house hunting. Because I want to move in August. And I want to talk to you a little bit about house hunting, David. We've discussed...
How's it been going?
Okay.
I feel like this is, on this podcast, this is a very well-tread topic.
It's such a well-tread topic, honestly. But my God, David, house hunting is as bad as it was the last time we spoke about house hunting on this podcast, honestly. God. Let me explain... Let me explain what happened, David. So we're rolling up. I'm trying to move in August, okay?
Yep.
And it's better to look 1 month in advance, you know? We're currently 2 months out.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a bit too early, you know? But
Sure. Well, yeah, whatever.
early bird, the worm. I want to get it, you know? Let me look a little bit earlier. It's gonna be okay. So I'm looking like the different like different apps, trying to find houses, and I find some really nice ones, David. I mean, like 2 LDKs, one of them. One was a 3 LDK, kind of like central Tokyo, great location, nice little house, pretty big. I was like, okay, this is good. Let's look at the house. Let's go and gaze at the apartment. These fucking real estate agents, David, they do this every fucking time. We get a call the day before, so on Friday, and they're like, "Oh, hello, is this Jordan Green and the company?" And I'm like, "It is. That's me. I'm Jordan Green and Company." I'm like, "Do you have an appointment tomorrow to see this house?" I'm like, I do have an appointment tomorrow to see this house. I can't wait to see it." They're like, "It's gone." I'm like, "What?" Like, "It's gone." I'm like, well, lucky for us both. There were 2 houses I wanted to see. And he's like, "Yeah, it's gone as well." I'm like, "Why are you calling me?" He's like, "This is it. I'm calling to tell you that both these houses are gone."
So don't show up.
Literally, he's like, "Fuck off, me." I was like, "The fuck?" I was like, "What do I do?" He's like, "You can still come in and we can show you like what houses we have if you want." But I was like, "Dude,
Give you the fucking runaround.
honestly,
Guaranteed.
Yeah, I didn't want to go in. I was like, I don't want to go in at 10 a.m. for this guy to load up a bunch of like bullshit houses that no one fucking wants on me. And I was like, I'm not here for it. I'm tired of this shit. I don't want to do it.
Yep.
But people were like, "Do you know what? Go in, not to look at houses, but go in to like talk to the experts who have all the fresh data, so they can show you in your price range and like for the house you want, what areas will have this house basically." That's a pretty good idea, you know? It's not a bad idea. So we end up going in. It's like 10 a.m. Disgusting. 10 a.m. Horrible. It's 10 a.m. We get into this housing place, and already I'm like, yuck. 10 a.m. It's hot. It's disgusting. It's in like Asakusa.
I mean, it definitely was that the other day.
It was hot. It was disgusting. It was horrible. And I get it. I'm sitting down. Real estate agent is actually kind of sick. Like he was kind.
It's actually good.
Bro,
actually useful.
Dude was. I got his card. I got his Meishi, and I was like, "Bro, you know when I'm moving in somewhere, I'm coming back here. Like you've been the sickest agent I've had in like years." I put it this way. I sit down and bro's like, "Okay, because of like the parameters you're searching for, it's going to be hard to find you an exact match of houses. But because these are the parameters you're looking for, give me a second. Let me see what I can do."
Yeah.
Bro's on his computer. We're always like, we're like gossiping, chatting shit, hanging out. I'm telling stupid jokes. He's laughing. He's like our age as well. He's also like a cat person. So he's like, I get it. He's like, at one point I'm like during the end of the thing, he's like, it's really hard to get a pet okay house in like Tokyo right now, just because the situation is really weird at the moment. He's like, unless you pay an extra like 100,000 yen, so 200,000 yen a month, and then you're paying like 2 months down deposit plus like moving money and fees.
That's
Disgusting. He's like, it's like 1 million yen. It's not worth it. And then I'm like, oh, maybe I'll just work really hard so I can have a cat. And he's like, he looks at me and goes, that's right. The reason us humans work hard is so cats can live comfortably. And I'm like, this bro's off the fucking deep end. He goes to me, that's why I'm working Zangyo on a Saturday, so I can get a cat eventually.
I mean, hey, you know, goals, right?
No, legit.
You gotta have goals.
What a baby. It was so funny, dude. But so we sit down, we start looking at houses, dude. David, some of these houses were so fucking nice. I mean,
yeah, probably.
dude, I mean like not apartments, houses, David. Best ones we saw, so the ones where I were like, I wouldn't live here. One was a 4-bedroom, David. 4 fucking bedroom house.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. 4-bedroom house, 133,000 yen a month, located in like North Tokyo.
Mm-hmm.
Like few minutes from the station, super big, kind of old, like 1980s or something like that.
Yeah, but I mean, like, considering
literally.
most shit is like from the 1950s,
Literally, there we go. Yeah,
it's not surprising.
exactly. Yeah, like 1980s ish, new build, great house, looked amazing. 4 bedrooms, upstairs, downstairs, giant balcony for barbecues, for plants, dude.
Oh, like big.
Big, dude. Fuck me, that was so sick. It was so good that I was like, bro, should we just move in here now? Like, legitly, should we just move in here right now? It looks fucking sick. And the only other one that caught my eye that I was like, because we at the end of the thing, he just like started showing houses, because he was like apartments, blah blah blah, Chiba, yak, and I was like, gross. And then he was like, I want to see some houses, and I was like, oh, fuck it, dude. So he pulls out.
In most cases, like, because of the way that a mortgage works, here you're like probably gonna end up paying less per month than you would rent, and you'd have a house, and then at the end you own the house.
Exactly. Literally, just build a house. I think that's gonna be like, that should be everyone's end goal in Japan anyway. If you're gonna live for a long time, eventually just get married or get PR or something, and then just like get a mortgage and buy a house or build a house.
We're already thinking about buying a house.
Way as fucking
No, we're not buying a house, but like buying like a condo and then renting it out, and then using that money to pay for here, and then we never ever have to worry about rent again.
Yeah, do that. That's really smart. That's what I wanna
Or
do.
using the rent from the place to pay the place's mortgage, and then So yeah.
Honestly, that's kind of where I'm looking as well. Like, it's a really good idea to get funding and just do that instead, rather than like faff about like paying rent for like what 20 something years. It's not worth it.
20, 30.
20-30 years.
Yeah,
It's
something
silly.
like that.
But there's like there's a couple good places. Like one was insane, David. There was a place in fucking Chiba, David. Fuck,
It was
hate Chiba.
huge. Probably
Okay.
because it's Chiba.
Chiba is this is what I don't understand about Japan. Maybe you can back me up here.
Okay.
Because I found this hilariously confusing. So Japan does this thing where bro showed me the nicest house. 3-bedroom house. It was beautiful. Garden space for a car. Crazy nice design. Great house, you know? Built in the 1980s. And because it was built in the 1980s, everyone's like, oh, it was built in 1983. Oh, a bit old. The rent price was like, it was 93,000 yen a month.
93,000?
93,000 yen a month.
Q
90, yep,
a month.
a month.
How the fuck are you gonna afford that?
Oh, 93,000. Come on.
Oh, Q Mung. When you said
'Cause-
93,000, I was thinking
Yo-
Q Mung.
Exactly, yes,
I'm like,
because
what
I
the
said
fuck?
house. No.
Okay, yeah,
Yep,
That's
insane.
yeah, okay.
Because it was built in the 1980s, they're like, we shouldn't rent out for too much. No one's going to want this house. It's really old. But the way that most internationals see it, that's not old.
No,
It's 1980s. Like,
1980s is nothing.
it's nothing. Like, most houses in the UK were built like 100 years ago. You know?
They're made of bricks.
They're made of bricks, my dude. Like, they're fucking dissolving in the wind and shit. And,
Right.
and everyone's like, oh, but this house doesn't have super reinforced titanium concrete alloy, so I don't want it. It's like fucking.
To be fair, the UK don't have 5.0 earthquakes.
Oh,
Either.
we don't at all. Yeah,
So maybe that concern is
it's true. Yeah,
a little bit warranted.
I think what it is that every house built before 1980, I want to say 6. It's 4 or 6. I forget which one. Any house built before 1980, let's just say 1986, doesn't have the up-to-date earthquake-resistant,
Materials.
like
or
building, whatever they did. Yeah,
Building code.
yeah, exactly. So all those houses are kind of like susceptible to like fucking collapsing if there's an earthquake, which is kind of why they're like being rented for so cheap. But then what happens is you get like new build apartments in like pretty shitty areas, and they can charge an arm and a fucking
Insane
leg,
amount.
bro.
Yeah, it's
Fuck
fucking
me.
stupid.
There's a place in Funabashi. Let me describe this place. See if you can guess the rent.
Okay.
It was horrible. So the place in Funabashi, already disgusting. The apartment's name, Poseidon.
Okay, cool.
Hilarious.
Sick.
Sick. Good job, guys.
I'm wet already.
I'm telling you, listen.
Like the Lord of the
Like the
Sea.
Lord of the Seas. Fucking Poseidon. It was 50-something square meters, 2 rooms, like it was like an island kitchen,
Okay.
1 bathroom, pretty box standard, big rectangle style apartment. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Nothing crazy, no 2 floors, just an apartment in a new build building. The building will be finished in July 2024.
Okay.
David, how much is this?
Wait,
this apartment?
what was it? It was a what DK? 2DK.
2DK.
Two LDK or 2DK?
2 LDK, I believe. Yeah,
Okay.
but technically the kitchen is floating, so all those rooms are connected anyway.
Per month?
Yeah. I'll give you a.
It's in Funabashi.
It's in Funa fucking Bashi, and it's
I love
not near the
Funabashi.
station.
What's wrong with Funabashi?
I love Funabashi.
I lived in Higashi Funabashi for a while.
It's great. Do you know the problem is? God hates Chiba, and that's the problem.
I mean, Funabashi is barely Chiba.
It's barely-
It's like it's at the nose of the dog.
God forgives Funabashi. He lets it slide, but the
Right.
rest of Chiba gets smited fucking constantly, dude. Remember the fucking Tatsumaki? The fucking hurricane that was in Chiba randomly? Remember that? Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
Bro, Google it. It was crazy.
Maybe
I'll
maybe
yeah,
I'll
yeah,
have to
yeah.
Google it. I'm gonna say it's probably like at least. I'll just say I'll lowball it. I think it's 11. Juichimon. Higher, lower.
190,000 a month.
A month.
A month.
Jukyumon.
Zukyumon.
That's way too
That's
fucking
way
high.
too. That's way
That's
too fucking
way
high.
too fucking
That's
high.
way too fucking. Thank you, because he brought it out, like the little fucking stupid sheets they bring out.
Yeah, yeah,
And I'm
mhm.
like,
I mean, this is big. This house is bigger than that,
yeah,
and this is only Junie. So.
exactly. 190, and I was like, why is it 190,000? And he's like, oh, Gyak-san, if you look right here, it's gonna be built this year. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, yep. I'm like, that's it. He's like, yeah.
That's it. That's it.
We just both start laughing because he realizes this is ridiculous. Like, the fuck is that all? And he's like, yeah, that's it. Because the apartment's being built like this year, people want to live in like the newest apartments, so it's like super fucking expensive. And I'm like, does it have any like high tech, like equipment engaged? Is it going to be like something like a cool new refrigerator? Is it gonna be? He's like, nope. It's just a Poseidon apartment, bro. 190,000 fucking.
Yeah,
yen.
at that point, you might as well just get a mortgage, right?
No,
Like,
exactly.
it's-
Yeah, it's so expensive sometimes.
It's not. Yeah, it's not worth your fucking time or money.
Oh, money, honestly.
It's definitely not worth your fucking money.
This is why I hate. That's why I hate. Ooh, ambulance.
Oh,
Crime.
fire truck coming.
Crime. This is why I really hate looking for houses in Japan. I mean, I like looking for houses. It's really fun, but then when you get to having to actually move and like find a place to look, it's so stressful. Like, I cannot be fucked with this anymore. But I'm gonna wait like 2 weeks because this dude was really, really cool and he gave me some really good advice about looking for houses. And one piece of advice was like, this would take this with you guys. It's really good. It was basically, if you're moving in August, for example, you should be looking for apartments in July, which is
Okay,
crazy to
like,
me.
maybe that's good advice. I don't know enough to say.
Yeah. But it was because it was basically like people want you to move in like ASAP, like today.
But I guess that kind of tracks because
Yeah.
we looked about a month before we moved into this place. So like that make sense.
No, yeah. I think it's. I saw the Chihiro before. Which was basically like, if you want to move in August and you're
Yeah.
looking in June, for example, they want you to sign the contract basically straight away. So
yes, yeah.
it's not a case of like you can just skip July and move in August. They would want you to pay July's rent as well. So you're basically paying an extra month's rent to like secure the apartment potentially. So unless it's like the most amazing apartment you've ever seen in your entire life,
Right. Yeah, it's not
It's not worth it.
not worth it.
It's not worth it because you're basically paying double rent for that month. Fucking sucks. But yeah, stress, dude. That was my whole Saturday basically. I'll keep you updated. Hopefully, I find a new apartment sometime soon. But yeah, that was my week.
Don't really have a topic this week.
I was gonna talk about oh, my brain's broken. Oh, I can't think properly. No, not really actually. Yeah.
So,
Go on.
that being the case,
Go on.
I wanted to maybe talk about not housekeeping necessarily, but
Okay, go on.
just like what kind of things do people want to see the podcast do
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, yeah.
as far as like housekeeping, right? Because I feel like it's been, don't say it, don't say it. No, okay, hang on. How long? Because like I'm just wondering, like, how long has it been since a guest episode? How long has it been since like a little gimmicky episode? Like it's
Ooh.
been. I feel like it's been kind of a hot minute.
It's been a hot second, hasn't it?
Right. So like maybe we should do so like I mean, okay.
Go on.
As much as I love Jay, he don't count as a
No,
guest
no, he doesn't count as a
episode.
guest.
He's not like he's
No.
here, right?
Yeah.
So let's see, like, when was the last episode that we had a guest? Who? Here's a good question. Who was our last guest? I know who it was.
Was it Julian?
No, Julian was
Oh,
way,
it was.
way
It was. Oh my god, my brain is broken.
We had fucking 3 in a row.
Yeah. It wasn't Retro Gaijin. It was the other one. It was Nomadic Gaijin.
Nope.
It wasn't.
That's Kinsey. Kinsey
It was Kinsey.
Kinsey.
That was
Kinsey
what that was after.
But it was like 3 weeks in a row where we had
guest on.
on.
Yeah.
But that was back in July of 23.
Ooh.
So it's been almost an entire year since we've had someone
actually-
else on this show.
I actually yesterday, speaking of guests, met someone very interesting who I kind of want to get on to talk about.
Okay.
So I'll let him tell his own story when he eventually jumps on. But he's like doing part-time English teaching. Then he's also doing like streaming, music, design. And he's got like a live show coming up sometime soon.
A live show.
Yeah, like he's playing in a band. They're doing like live shows and
Sure.
stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
And I thought he would be really interesting to get on.
Okay.
He's very cool. And he has like his entire like he's got like his own like setup ready. So we could just like stream him in.
Right. Yeah. You just do a Discord call or whatever.
Exactly, yeah.
And
He would be fun to have on. I might talk to him about it in
Okay.
a couple of days about that. So like that was something I was going to mention after the podcast. But yeah, very interesting person. And I want to talk about how he's finding juggling, teaching, and creative work and stuff like that.
Right.
I think looking at the audience we have and those who want to come and like live and work and like sort of move to Japan, a lot of them want to do that. They want to do like half English teaching, half creative stuff, or they want to do like just teaching or just creative
Sure.
stuff. And a lot of them don't understand how to even begin that process. So me talking about it is, I don't know. I have a weird path that I don't think people can follow. You get what I mean? Like it's strange. I don't know.
I think you could, but I think that it's not going to be a like. It's
surefire,
obviously
yeah.
not going to be like a surefire way 100%. And I
Exactly,
think there's got to be a lot of timing and a lot of luck involved
There was,
in ways that things work. Like if you want to get like a specific job, obviously the opening's got to be there. If you want to get a specific job, you have to have the experience and like how much have you done in that industry. Like I think that's where I apply for those kind of jobs and I don't get anything because I don't really have the experience.
in the industry,
But
yeah.
like I kind of do, but not really.
And that's hard.
But it's not in a professional setting,
Yeah.
right? Like if someone was like, I want to hire you to do like audio, whatever. I'm
Editing,
like,
whatever, yeah.
I could probably do it, but I've
That's
never
the problem,
actually
yeah.
worked on a professional like thing. Like you'd
Exactly.
be taking a gamble hiring me to do anything, right?
Exactly,
So
yeah. And I think it was a lot of like,
why not simply lie? Because
ah,
that might get you in trouble.
yeah, like lying. Listen, I'm a proponent of lying on CV.
Lying only works until you have to execute.
Yes. Isn't there like really funny stories online about people like lying on CVs, getting the job, and then being like, oh, actually,
I don't know how to do any of this.
yeah, in theory, this seemed easy, but in practice, this is very difficult. Like,
Right.
the fuck?
Like if you were to like, okay, David, I need you to like master a radio show for someone. I'm like,
Yeah.
I could make it sound good. I don't know if I'm doing it to like a professional level, but I could do it.
Yeah. The difference may be that the people asking you to do the job, it's a case of, do they know what that job entails, and do they know how things are meant to sound and be when they're done? Like if I don't play, I don't know, if I don't know how to do like sound editing, and I hire a sound editor, and they're like, hey, listen to this, and I'm like, yep, sounds good.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Sounds good. I don't
There
fucking know.
there is some of that, like what your what your client doesn't know kind of like doesn't matter, because if they don't know any better, they're gonna be like, sounds great, and then they'll put it out and it's like, cool, awesome.
Cool,
like,
awesome.
That sounded like shit, but you said okay, so all right.
It's like, man, I'm glad we had this freelance dude.
Right, yeah, exactly,
So
right.
fucking great, yeah.
So like that's one of the things, like I think getting, because like again, it's gonna be July in 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
So that's almost a year since a guest, which is kind of wild because it doesn't feel like it's been that
No.
long, but it has been that long.
It's been ages, yeah. Because house moving, job
Right.
moving, people moving. It's been a little bit of time, honestly.
Right.
It's been kind of crazy.
I'm curious, like, because people are obviously listening. I'm curious to like what kind of people, what kind of avenues, what kind of like do you want us to get on? Like, obviously, I can send someone an email, I can send them a message or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
it
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
guarantee anything, but at least I can contact them, right?
I'm always a fan of just DMing kind of everyone.
Everyone, yeah.
Literally, the amount of DMs I get about podcast stuff is crazy.
It's weird too, though. But like, you can DM someone and then they just never ever reply, and it's like it is what it is. But like that kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's always,
But you know,
yeah.
it is what it is.
Depending on the level of person you're DMing as well, like occasionally they just don't see it. Like a
Right.
lot of creators who aren't directly.
People with good anecdotal stories.
Ooh.
I mean,
I hear that as someone who's been in Japan for a long time,
time.
and they've done a bunch of cool shit.
yeah.
what I'm hearing.
That's kind of what
We-
I'm hearing as well.
I have few names in mind that we could reach out to.
Okay,
about
maybe I'll do that with you here.
that. Yeah.
We'll do it right after the podcast.
Yeah,
ends.
yeah, yeah,
We'll send it
easy.
out and
Yeah.
we'll see what happens and see what we can get.
That's good.
That being the case, I probably have to clean this room and figure something out. But I mean, hey, the room is fine. Like the section where you're talking is fine, right? Like I don't know where I'm gonna sit them, but
There.
sure, yeah, right.
Job done.
Job done.
Now put them next to me. Right there.
Yeah, I put them right there. Yeah.
Or if they're being piped in from somewhere else, just put them on the green screen behind me.
Sure, yeah,
have them as
exactly.
a
Yeah,
floating
yeah,
head,
floating
like-
head
yeah.
behind you.
Literally, yeah. But I think when it comes to guest episodes and special things, a lot of it is more, what's the word, like reach and accessibility of the podcast.
Right.
Because like a lot of like, you can do really interesting things with like audio and video, but the question is, does it translate to just audio?
Right.
And that's what I find really difficult.
Yeah, it's you can't do a gig of like, hey, we're gonna do a cooking show, but it's entirely in audio.
yeah, it's kind of bullshit.
that don't work too great. I mean, it could.
Welcome to ASMR.
I mean, it's just like at that point, it's just closed captions for the deaf, right? Like
basically, yeah. I think
it's cutting sounds.
yeah, just
Right.
it's like it's my favorite
Love it.
My favorite
Love it.
podcast.
Right, yeah, like that's exactly what it would be. I am now putting the paprika into the frying pan with the oil. Please cook it for
Yo,
2 minutes.
have you heard listening to cooking with Tokyo Fresh? It's fuck.
Yeah.
Oh shit, you boiling something? God
Yeah.
dang, yeah. I can hear how,
No,
I
I'm
can hear how
taking a
great
piss.
that tastes. Hmm? He's taking a fucking piss.
Sorry, I
That's
just letting them steam. So
Right,
letting them sweat.
Let
That's
them
what
sweat. Yuck.
I-
Yeah, it's like a lot of like, because we don't run a show similar to like the H3 podcast, for example.
Right.
So
No,
I think that
it's
started more audio, and then eventually
100% that started audio because they were doing interviews and doing other stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
now it is. Well, I mean, like just recently they changed it to the H3 show. It's not.
Yes,
a
it's not a podcast,
anymore.
but it's not been a podcast.
It's not been a podcast for years.
years,
But like that's the
literally,
thing, right? Like we do have an audio component, or not. We 100% have an.
We
audio
100% have an audio component.
We do have a video component.
There we are.
And like we have it set up where I think we could do video stuff, but that it's not something that I would put on the podcast feed. Maybe on the podcast channel,
Yes.
but I wouldn't put it on the feed.
I would say that if you wanted to do more audio video stuff as well as like video
Right.
stuff, we just completely separate, not the podcast, not like make a new channel, but as in we do like a nice hour and a half, like, you know, audio friendly content. And then we go, that's it. We're wrapping up the audio part of it. And then we go, okay, now we're doing like,
Do I think the channel
visual
is
stuff.
algorithmically cooked and you need a new channel?
nah.
No, I don't. I think
Nah.
the reason that it's not taking off is because I don't do fuck all.
Yes.
Like if I invested the time to put up thumbnails, to do SEO,
Yeah, it's a lot, yeah.
it would improve. I don't know if it would take off, but it would definitely improve.
For those, I love talking about fucking SEO background bullshit. So the current YouTube algorithm is, if I discussed this, before, cut me off. But what happened a little while ago is that a lot of the biggest creators are leaving YouTube now. I forgot their names exactly, but a bunch of guys are leaving YouTube. Like PewDiePie, for example, he uploads like whatever he wants, basically.
left.
He's
Well,
kinda,
he's still there. He's still
but not
uploads,
really,
but it's
not as
really.
much as before. Like,
Who was it?
You have your Mr. Beast, but you don't have like your other like I think Markiplier's go. Red and Link are done. They're like basically finished now. They don't want to make videos anymore.
They like want to do other stuff,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So like they're done.
Yeah.
Matt Pat finished recently.
Yes, that's the one.
Tom, what the fuck was his name? The British guy.
Yes.
Tom Scott.
Tom Scott. Yep. So what's happening here is that in the YouTube space currently, there's a lot of legacy creators. They've been making content
forever.
in the for ages, since I was a kid. Basically, it's crazy. Now the issue is because YouTube put all their eggs into legacy creator baskets, there's no one to replace them.
Right.
And this is a massive problem. So they've gone, let's just take a Good Mythical Morning, great show. Good Mythical Morning, they're like, it's done now. We'll finish the show. There'll be no more episodes. What happens to the audience? Now, some will come back and keep rewatching like old episodes, but some will just not come back to that space again.
Right.
And now you've got a massive gap in the market for people who want a good Mythical Morning style show or like a similar style like thing to listen to. And if nothing fills it, you just lose those eyes. Where those eyes go? TikTok, Instagram, other sites, Netflix.
Right, yeah.
They just leave because I'm not going to spend my time searching for another show. That's not I don't want to do that. That's what YouTube was meant to be doing. Like pushing smaller creators, pushing smaller channels. And they were doing for ages. And then sometime last year, YouTube decided, do you know what we should probably do? Push small creators. Think about it. So,
Rip off people who retired. Yeah, kind of.
yes.
Sort of.
Yeah, you can if you want to. So, like, now what YouTube is doing is they're pushing smaller channels and smaller creators. So, if you've not noticed, you'll probably end up noticing it more now that I've said it. On your homepage, you'll find, like, small channels being, like, promoted to.
Yeah.
Right?
I've noticed it.
Yep.
Like
10 views, 0 views.
0 views, 10 views,
100
views. Yeah.
And so now your thumbnails and your titles are more important than ever, because when I'm scrolling through like my homepage and I see like a really interesting thumbnail, I'm going to click it. The amount of times I've seen like an interesting video topic and be like, that's pretty cool, I'll click on that. And I've clicked it and I've started like doing something else while I'm like the video's playing. And I get back to my computer and I'm like, this video had like 50 views on it.
And it's like, it looks
was
good.
fine.
It's like professionally
Yeah.
edited.
It
like,
sounded good. The editing was great.
Right.
Like the thumbnail was sick. Why does this channel only have 50 views? Why do they have like 20 subscribers? It's just because like they just not had any
It's
help.
because they've literally left it to the algorithm to figure it out. What YouTube probably actually needs to do is like, rather than surface stuff with an algorithm, they need to like take what you're watching,
Yes.
and then just serve up random stuff with those tags, right? Like,
They're doing something
obviously
similar,
that can be kind of gamed in like weird ways, because then you just put like every fucking tag on it. But like at some point they should just say you can have 5 tags on a video.
That's
and
it, yeah.
Right? Like if you can't describe your video in 5 tags, then it's
not a good
kind of
video,
like
it's dumb. Yeah. Fuck it.
what the like, okay, sure.
Yeah. They're doing something similar. They're basically it's less of an algorithm now and more like, if I watch a
Right.
bunch of like Japan content, they'll just start feeding me up like other Japan creators, or they'll start feeding me like videos about Japan. So my second channel, my actual like my Afro in Japan channel, that channel gets so much like Japan content, and Japan content from like people with like 3 subscribers.
Right.
I got a video like maybe a week and a half ago, and it had like, the channel had 3 or 4 subscribers, and it was like a 3-hour video of this guy just like walking up the Sumidagawa River or something, and had like no views on it because it wasn't a good video. There was like no stabilization, like there was no thumbnail. It was just like
Right.
this guy holding his phone and walking down like the Sumidagawa River. And I was like, this is a really bad video. YouTube, why are you serving me this video? And I'm like, oh, it's because this is my channel where I do Japan shit. So they're like, oh, this is Japan shit.
Right.
Let's see if you'll watch it. So the way the YouTube is creating content now, if your thumbnail's good, if your title is good, they just start like serving your content to more people to see like who's gonna click it. And if someone clicks it, they'll just like serving it with content more. So like this is kind of like a very good time to start YouTube again for those who started it and stopped. Definitely
Right.
get back into it. And for those who are like already have channels and you're like, I want to like get back into it, or I want to like get more eyes on my channel, boom, best time for it, honestly. So yeah, no need to start a new channel or anything. It's just about like thumbnail work, title work, working in like working on stuff in the back end.
Yeah.
And then with podcasts, fucking podcasts are such a pain. You have to be constantly active on other platforms as well, which is why it's like
it's hard. It's
yeah,
like, for everything you do with the podcast, I feel like, okay, if we record for like an hour and a half,
yeah,
I'm probably spending, if I was to do all that shit, I'd be spending triple the amount of time just doing all that other stuff.
oh yeah, of course, yeah. It's
And
like
it's for me, it's just not worth my time, because I'd rather be doing other shit. And I don't have this need or this want personally to be like, I need to be famous. Like, there's some people who are out there who are making content that like have this brain where they're like,
want it, yeah.
I need to be famous for some reason.
people like that.
Or like, money, okay, sure, like money's great, but like I'm not like fiending after money. It's weird in that regard, and like, I more props to them because they can do that, because they have that drive to go do it. But like, for me, it's just not worth the amount of time. The amount of time invested versus the payoff is not worth doing that extra shit.
The amount of time invested is definitely worth the payoff for someone who's seen the payoff, if you're talking like pure financial. But it all just depends on how much you value your own time, is what I would say personally. Yeah.
In which case,
Very
is
highly.
like,
Yeah.
I just don't. I'd rather be doing it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like any. What I love this comparison. For example,
Right.
when you're making like YouTube videos, for example, the video filmed versus how much time it takes to edit it is fucking insane.
But I think that's a little bit of a different situation, right?
How so?
Because I can take on YouTube specifically. I feel like I can take a video on YouTube, film it, edit it, put it out, and that's where it ends. Like, I don't need to, for a filmed, cohesive, finished video, I don't need to go to Instagram to advertise it. I don't need to go to Twitter to advertise it. But for something like a podcast that's like a weekly show or like whatever,
exactly.
I feel like you have to do it because it is reliant on getting people to listen weekly.
Yes. Yes.
So you have to
Yeah.
keep those people engaged.
You do.
Whereas I think sometimes, and I've heard this from a lot of creators too, and I've seen it happen, is that they put out a video
Mm-hmm.
and it's languished there for like fucking like 5 months, 6 months,
And then it just-
all of a sudden just bang.
Yes.
Podcasts that does not happen.
Not as much. No.
Episode like 56 of the Tokyo Fresh podcast doesn't fucking just randomly go gangbusters. It just doesn't.
It's because of how like YouTube sort of like serves up videos to people. Like people do enjoy long form content, and a long form like video in comparison to like a long form like podcast are in completely different like algorithm like rivers in a sense. So like the video you made like 5 years ago that's suddenly doing gangbusters because it's now hit that part of the river where it's just gonna fucking
Take
go
off.
or it's gonna drown.
Yeah.
That's it, you know. Podcasts stay very chill. People who listen to it. People who listen to on audio will do only audio. People who do like video audio will do video audio, and they don't really jump between the two. Like
Right.
our video audio listeners are still like our biggest. Sorry, video audio. Our audio only listeners are still like our biggest audience, which is why
Yes.
we cater towards them more than like people who are like watching a video as well.
To be
Forgive
honest,
me.
at this point, I'm catering more to the people in the Discord because they've shown me that they actually give a shit.
honestly, yeah. To be fair, yeah.
If you're not
Yeah.
in the Discord and actively talking to me, like, thank you for listening. But if you want some input on where the show goes, if you want to make the show better or like more,
it's
you know,
Discord,
like
yeah.
maybe there's a topic you want us to cover, and you're just
Yeah.
sitting there and like, I can't wait till they cover, you know, fucking.
Whatever.
Like,
Yeah.
How to make New Kazuke in like fucking 8 years when that topic eventually comes up randomly. Like you're gonna be waiting a long time. So if you want to have some input as to like what we talk about or what we do,
Yeah, the Discord, yeah,
get in the Discord. The invite is on every single episode. If you're listening on Spotify, it's underneath. You click it, bang, boom, you're done.
Yeah.
Right?
To
So-
be fair, yeah, our Discord boards are number one. Like I'm always like, I'm stalking a lot. I don't talk that much. I'm busy doing other things normally. But then, if I see something in the Discord, someone's like, "Oh, it'd be great if you discuss, I don't know, like
Right.
the 2024 like most attractive prefecture rank." He's like, "Boom, next week we'll do it."
Dan, you really have like a fucking issue with that episode, don't
Which
you?
one? What do you say? What do you
He's like tea ceremony part 2 when? I don't even remember when we talked about that. That must have been a season 3 episode.
So long ago.
That has to have been a season 3
Ceremony
episode.
part 2 and
Yeah, when was yeah.
legend.
That definitely was like a season 3 episode, but I don't know when that was.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Um,
get fucked. That's funny.
Yeah, so like, but again, you know, that feedback is what I'm here for, right? If you're like, hey, that tea ceremony episode, fucking dog shit, don't do that again. I'm like, cool, great.
Cool,
Like,
won't do it again. Sorry
won't do it
about
again.
that.
So,
Yeah.
you know, like, it's a matter of like when there's no feedback, I'm like, okay, well, number goes up, so I guess it's working.
Oh yeah, number always going up.
Right,
probably
so-
working, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's kind of strange in that regard. I've also okay, maybe I want to throw this out to you as well. I've considered kind of asking you about this. What do you think of, because we have this setup here, we have this kind of space here now. It's not huge, but it's big enough. It's much bigger than where we were before.
Oh, much bigger. That's fucking
Of having a bi-weekly podcast, and then on the opposite week is more like a video-only live show type deal.
Oh, that's pretty interesting. Yeah. Like doing one that's like basically audio focused only for like audio listeners, and one that's more like an
Yeah,
actual,
so like it'll be this.
Yes,
would
yes,
would
yes,
be
yes,
the
yes, yes,
the
yes,
the regular one. You know, you're
Yeah.
recording it for audio, but there's a video component. Or
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah,
we're
yeah,
just
yeah.
talking about stuff. But then have something, you know, going on an off week. I mean, like as a hyper simple example, because I've seen it like a million times.
Go
it's
for
like we eat 50 million things from the convenience store.
Oh,
right?
one
Like,
of these ones. Okay, I see what
not
you're
not
saying, yeah.
necessarily that, because I feel
know
like
what you
that's
mean, yeah.
fucking rote and I don't really give a shit. All of it's okay.
Yeah.
There's your answer. I've saved you 30 fucking minutes.
Yeah, it's all pretty good. It's all pretty decent, to be fair. Yeah. It's,
But yeah, something like that, or like I don't know, like again, like you can brainstorm something to do on the off week or whatever the fuck that is.
Would be down because I'm currently doing literally exactly this. I think I discussed a little while ago. I was like, going back into making like YouTube videos again for my channel because like I was like I want to like get back into it because I like making videos, really fun. And I was basically saying like a dude who is really good at like making YouTube channels. Advice was like make 2 videos a session, and I was like the advice is so simple, it must work. And that's what I was doing this morning. It's like we're on a kind of later one this Sunday because I spent basically the entire day recording like 2 pretty like robust videos about pretty good topics. We'll get eventually they'll be out, but yeah. So yeah, I'm down for that, like 100%. Like I think when it comes to doing anything in the creative space, it's definitely worth doing.
Or maybe even like it doesn't even have to be every bi-weekly. It could be like once a month. There's
Yeah, I'm
4
down
weeks
for
a
that.
month. Do once a month is
Oh, that's
like
good. Yeah.
3 podcasts, 1 live show.
Yeah, that works.
Right.
Especially with a live show, we could do like I would say games and we could probably do like a Twitch stream live show. Which would be pretty fun.
like easy enough to do.
And depending on when we actually eventually do it, I'll also be streaming because I'll have my computer by then, which would be great.
There you go.
Man,
Right.
Look, pinning that one actually. My brain went to computer stuff for a hot second. Dude.
Right. So like I mean, if you're listening now, send me I'll put a feedback question. If you're on Spotify, you can just fill the question in right there.
That'll be
You
good.
don't even have to leave the app.
I would actually like to know if 1, people would be down for that, and 2, if we started both like streaming on Twitch, we're doing like some kind of like a Twitch once a month Twitch game night style thing.
Yes.
Would y'all be down for that? Because I'd be down for that. I enjoy playing games on stream. So like, if we did something like that, we'd have the Discord boys come in to also like play games with us and da.
Yeah.
Would that be something you guys are interested in? I'm very curious about this. Mostly because like, there's no point me us like starting something and everyone's like, you would actually care about Twitch, you know?
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
You know?
Right. Like, I mean, I have my own Twitch channel which I stream to.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, very infrequently. I had actually started streaming more because I
noticed,
have a weekday off, which is weird, right?
Beautiful.
Most people who are working their Monday to Friday, and then they have a
Saturday,
Sunday
Sunday
off. But I have a Wednesday off, so I'm like, okay, well, like in the morning, I'll just stream something.
No, yeah, do that. Yeah, it's great. Dude,
Because no one's in the house,
Yeah.
people are gone. It's just me, and I can just do it. And the time slot is good because it's still early. Like it's early enough that in the West it's like 8 p.m. if I start streaming, because like I'm up at like 6 a.m. right
oh, you might as well start streaming.
to go to work or whatever usually. So yeah, like I've been playing Street Fighter there. If you want to watch me play Street Fighter, I'll play Street Fighter. Or I imagine that probably come next month, Elden Ring. Dawn Trail for Final Fantasy 14. I'm going to be playing through that. I've thought about kind of maybe revitalizing my own YouTube channel with a playthrough of the new expansion of Final Fantasy, doing like kind of a react thing, because I have it all set up. It's just be like copy my stream and put it in there.
Do it.
But yeah, like something like that. I think the podcast has been around. It's 5 years now, right?
We love it.
It's
love
long.
that for us. We love that for
we
us.
like doing it. We're gonna continue to do it. I
will.
imagine
We will.
But after 5 years, you're like, okay, maybe switching some stuff up a little bit is good.
No,
or
yeah, I
useful.
get that. Yeah.
Why are you sneaking in the back there? You're on camera. They can see
That
you.
was really fucking funny. Sorry, just Chihiro's just on camera, really badly.
Sneaking like a fucking ninja directly into my frame, like just right there.
It was like directly into frame.
Yeah, it's like open the door and her face is right. Yeah,
Dude, she kills me. She's so funny.
but yeah,
me, dude.
I think that might be an interesting thing to kind of play around
funny.
going forward.
No, we should. It'll be fun. Honestly, I'm down for that.
I've thought about right where you're sitting. I've thought about, because if we want to get guests in, we got to have more people. Somewhere to sit, some to do whatever, right? And I've legitimately thought about like maybe I just buy a couch and sit a couch there.
Get a couch.
And then have a second monitor running to some kind of thing there, and then I can run the PC there.
If you have like a nice little couch as well, setting up these
Microphones
way
be easy.
easier as well, dude. Just like boom, boom, hook them up. That'd be fucking
That's a
sick.
good question, Dan. Weren't you guys in a podcast network, or did that stop?
Oh my god.
Okay, we never ever talked
We
about
never
this.
spoke about this, did we?
We were,
We were indeed.
and I think we were probably okay with continuing had it continued.
Yeah.
However, it kind of, how do I say this? It not that it's like I'm under NDA or anything.
No.
It fell apart because the company that we were supposed to work with ended up kind of like not fulfilling their end of the bargain.
Yes.
And then I think eventually there was something where they like had to file for bankruptcy or
Yep.
something. So it ended up where like we were in that network, but I don't feel like there's a lot of cross-pollination between the podcasts that were in the network, mostly because like 3 of them were about games, and like we talk about games, but we're not a games focused podcast. So, you know, running that ad on their cross promotion on their podcast is like, well, I don't care. Why would I listen to this? And then the same on ours. Like we're running up a podcast thing about like, hey, go find out about like Nintendo or whatever. And I'm kind of like, that doesn't really jive with who I think listens to our podcast. And
Yeah.
if they do, they probably
Already do, yeah. Degenerates. That's what this is.
So what happened in the gaming headphones ad? Well, the company went bankrupt. So
They did, yeah.
Bye. I mean, those things are going to live in perpetuity, and when people go and look at it, it's just, they're going to be there, and mostly because I'm not going to go back and re-edit an entire year
No, fuck that.
worth
No.
of
It's-
podcast to remove the first, like, minute and a half.
Yuck. No, it's part of the history. Enjoy it. It's part of the podcast. Whatever.
No.
We got these nice cameras out of it. So.
Yeah, so it's
there's that.
not that we didn't advertise it better, Dan. There was something going on at the company where
Yeah.
they just could not hold up their end of the bargain.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like, it was weird. Like we weren't in the room for that discussion as to how we were getting sponsors because that was handled by the network, and it seems like that kind of fell through. So
Looking at the way sponsorship deals are done, like behind the scenes,
Yeah.
I kind of I understand where things fell through, and I'm kind of like, ooh, this could have been done a
lot better. Yes.
Yeah, like it is sometimes just the
Are
case.
you guys always professionally involved in shady businesses?
Bro, it's
They
one
weren't.
of the
They weren't
hallmarks.
shady though.
No, they weren't. It was like
It was like a legit, actual like
yeah.
business.
It was
Like
a
they
leg-
weren't shady. It's just I'm not sure like what the fuck actually happened at the company, but
the way I think what probably happened was that oh my god, I know probably what happened. It was probably that they looked to the sort of influencer marketing, podcast marketing space and was like, wow, this space is really booming. We want a slice of this pie, but no one explained to them how they're meant to cut off said slice of the pie. And so they just went, networks, that's what we'll do, because networks
yeah,
do the money thing, and they build a network, and then they went, now what?
I think the reality of it is that advertising on a podcast is not going to bring you in much money. Like even on like something like Joe Rogan. What are you doing? Just walk in like a normal person. Okay. Anyway, advertising on podcasts is not worth your money. I'm going to say that right now. It is not worth your fucking money. Like outside of like very niche things, because I imagine something like Trash Taste, like advertising Gamer Subs or some bullshit.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that is like ridiculously targeted advertising, because that's kind of the
You're doing
the
well.
fucking
Yeah.
bullshit that those people who listen to that show would buy.
Yeah.
Right.
It makes sense, yeah.
It's an anime cup with anime titties on it. Listening to like, yeah,
Lego.
like that makes sense.
Lego,
right?
yeah, cool. I mean, it's kind of like Joe Rogan advertising, what, like brain pills or something. Everyone's like,
Yeah,
oh,
exactly,
makes
right.
sense. Yeah, unless you connect those dots perfectly, you're not gonna make any.
You're
sales,
not gonna make
basically,
any
yeah.
sales.
So like, for our podcast, or a lot of podcasts in the Japan space, you want to be making like Sakurako stuff, or you want to
Right.
be doing like Boxu things. However, the issue is then if you're doing a purely audio podcast, how do you fulfill
A visual aid.
Yeah, the visual aid part of like a lot what these contracts hold.
Right.
So I think it was about. I feel like the network was probably not misunderstanding of how to actually put advertisements on podcasts.
It was also a mispaired product, right?
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Because, like, think about it, right? You're listening to an audio podcast, and I'm trying to sell you headphones. You definitely already
You own
have
headphones.
fucking
You own
headphones.
headphones. Yeah, maybe one of them is broken, but you own some headphones.
Sure,
my
yeah,
boy.
right.
Know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a lot, and I think they should have really reached out a little bit more to like other sponsors as well to be like, hey, do you want to like sponsor someone on our network of podcasts? I think
Right.
if I was in control, I probably would end up listening to like a shit ton of podcasts because you have to, and then see who's sponsoring those podcasts, and then basically reach out to those people and be like, hey, we have an entire network. Do you want to promote yourself on one or more?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you do like a really easy, really simple like star contract where you go, okay, cool. We'll give you a really low rate. It'll be, I don't know, $5,000, dollars, whatever, $5,000, and with that money, we're gonna promote you on 10 podcasts on our network, and then
Right.
we'll give each podcast like $500 each, and then we'll take, I don't know, whatever, it's like something like that to show like the network we have set up is actually like effective at
Viable.
doing. Yeah, exactly. And then once you've got that viability sort of transmitted to like the creator space, the client space, they then come back and they go, we'll do it again this time.
Right.
And then you go, great, this time we're going to charge you 10.
Because, like, for example, right?
It's not
Like,
hard.
if someone like Sakurako came to our thing,
Yeah.
I would be like, do not even attempt to advertise on our fucking podcast.
Yeah, no.
Because we have talked at length about how fucking shitty your product is.
Constantly.
So
Wouldn't work.
to immediately turn around and be like, this is great.
No,
it's
we'd
just
be-
like
we'd be-
people
we'd
would
get
immediately
shit on.
would be like, what the
Nah,
fuck are you talking
We
about?
would get the only one I would actually say is good. What's the good one? Is it? No, it is Sakurako. That's the good one.
Maybe it is. I don't.
Yeah,
they're all
yeah.
kind of the
They're
same
all kinda same.
tchotchke box, but
Yeah, figure me. But that's the delicious one. That's the one that has like the local snack thingies basically.
yeah, if they're doing some work, sure.
Oh yeah. They got some good shit in that box. It's not bad at all. But yeah, there's some really dog shit ones. Remember the Kit Kat one that was like $80 something for like a box of fucking Japanese
Yeah,
Kit
yeah,
Kat.
yeah.
And then on Amazon it was like 2,000 yen or something. Dude,
Yeah. It's not
scams.
like completely mismatched. It would be mismatched.
No, yeah,
right?
it would be. But it's all that. I think
Gamer subs, hit me up though.
Dude.
I'll shill for you.
I'll show for you game. I love Gamer
No,
Subs,
I don't.
dude.
I don't know how much they actually. I wonder how much they actually pay out. You probably know because
I know. I can't tell you on the podcast.
A lot.
Anyway.
Is it a lot? Just say a lot.
I can't say anything on the podcast.
Okay, but a lot is not a number.
It's a very good amount.
Okay, fair enough.
They treat their creators well.
Good, because they
Is all I can
probably make money.
Yeah. The best sponsors to work with are those who you can form like really good professional relations with, to the extent where you're like putting your all into like the advert that you're doing for them because you generally like or believe in the product, and then they're also like paying you a fair wage because they're like, we're making sales of your audience basically, which is great. I mean, to be fair, I got you the game or something last time, right? Was it Gamer Subs or was that Gamer?
It was G Fuel. It was G Fuel.
G Fuel. Oh, the one with lead. Sponsor immediately cancelled.
Yeah. Well, there goes the G Fuel
Ah,
sponsorship.
they go like
right out
G
the
Fuel
window.
Sponsorship. Dang it. No, but yeah, it's they were pretty good. I think
Right.
when you find something that perfectly matches with your brand, like the upability of like sponsorships becomes like crazy. It becomes like it just makes sense. Like NordVPN and Internet Historian.
Yeah.
Have you seen those ads?
Yeah, they're great.
They're
yeah.
fucking sick. They're
Yeah.
so good. We had this thing where whenever I'm talking to creators about like CMs or ad reads or whatever, I'm always like, hey guys, do you know the client wants a little bit of a creative ad this time? And they're like, oh, creative? What do you mean? I'm like, I'm glad you asked.
Please watch my 1-hour dissertation
No.
on NordVPN ads by Internet Historian.
Literally, I'm like, here's my link that has like 50 billion slides about NordVPN man and the history he's made about this character.
The lore.
The lore.
When your ad read has lore, you know it's good.
Dude, the lore in the Internet Historian like NordVPN ad reads are better than some movies I fucking watched. Like, I swear to fucking God, dude. Like, so fucking good. I'm on the edge of my seat. There was one time, dude. I remember watching. Oh fuck! It was like a NordVPN ad that he was making, and I was like, "Bro, I can't wait for the next ad."
I can't.
The story
I can't wait. I can't wait for the NordVPN. You know, it'd be really wild if like ExpressVPN gave him a sponsorship after, and they had like a weird like fucking crossover. Oh man,
that was a really fucking funny one.
yeah, I agree, Dan. In some ways, I agree with you, but in other ways, I fucking hate that shit. When you cut away to a pre-recorded ad, I'm never listening.
Skip.
Yeah, skip. But even when you're like, and that brings us to our sponsor today. Immediately, I'm like, even then, I'm like, bye.
Skip. You want to integrate it into the video in a way that's entertaining and fun. Like,
right.
I saw a really good one a little while ago where I didn't even realize the ad had started. Like, it was really fucking good. Like, it was like weaved into the video. I think they were like doing a joke or something, and then like out of nowhere he just went, oh, fuck me, and he opens his door.
I have not.
And he takes a seat, and then he starts like just doing the ad, and I'm like, this is the ad you got. As I watch it, you got me. You got me.
Fair enough.
Brilliant read.
You've earned it.
Well done. Brilliant read. Good job. I'm now gonna listen to the message of this ad.
Yeah,
Or
I'm not a fan of like ads like that either. But you know, man's got to eat.
To be fair, I prefer. I've said it. Fuck me, dude. If there's a choice between a pop-up ad on YouTube and an ad interweaved in someone's video,
Oh, I want it in the video every single time.
I want it in the video every single time. In the video, there is a 7 out of 10 chance I'm just gonna watch it. I'm just gonna watch it. I'm gonna let it run.
Right.
I don't
It's
care.
like 10 seconds.
It's like
15
10 seconds, maybe a minute. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna let it run. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. My creator's gonna eat. I support his message. I'm not even assuming that. For a lot of times, I know that the reason he's promoting this thing is because he actually uses it or he actually likes the product. So I'm like, cool.
Right.
I'll hear you out. I'll hear your pitch. That's what this is. It's basically a pitch. I'll hear your pitch. Fuck me. Nothing hurts me more than when I click a video and I get some fucking Japanese man from Japan. Japanese man screaming at me about, I don't know, visas or like scholarships or Duda or whatever.
Duda is the one I see a lot.
Dude, there's no. If you want me to hate your brand, do that. Do that.
Yeah.
I have a mental list of brands I will never work with because their advertisements are so fucking annoying and they like keep blocking my YouTube channel. Like, wasn't there like a new like 10-minute unskippable ad thing they're testing or something stupid like that? Like, 5-minute unskippable ads, bro. What is this, Twitch? Fucking get your shit together. Dude. I'm not gonna watch that. Like, I'm just gonna turn the video off. I'll go to Netflix instead. Mm-hmm. I'll read a book. Like, fuck, dude. Like, you know, advertise my book. Get out of here. Absolute fucking dog shit. But yeah, weave them into the video. It's way better. If you just have them like flashing in front of my screen when I'm trying to do something, I'm not gonna watch it. Like, I'm not here for it, honestly. Absolutely fucking horrible, dude. Ah, fuck me.
So yeah, I mean, like, I think we're Rakuten Card Man. Yeah.
Fuck that, dude.
Hey, I love Rakuten Card
No,
Man.
fuck Rakuten Card Man. And the horse he came in on.
Do you wanna know some crazy lore about Rakuten Card Man?
You know I do. Go on.
So the guy who plays Rakuten Card Man,
Yeah.
he appeared as one of the enemies in the TV show Garo, the tokusatsu, like.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, he where, like, let me see if I can
Did
find
he
it.
appear as the Rakuten Card?
No, but it's so because like it's him when he's really young.
Oh,
So the
seriously?
fact that like he's become Rakuten Card Man and it's both like tokusatsu stuff is
dude.
kind of like, there's like a weird connection there.
I can respect it. It's not terrible, but it's kind
Who
of
is
dog
the
shit.
actor? I can't remember what his name is.
I remember. I know what he looks like. That's for fucking sure.
Yeah, he's,
I mean,
what's his name?
to be fair, it's kind of the Superman.
Shinoguri.
Shinoguri.
Shun Oguri.
Oh, Shin Oguri, pretty good. But I think that man.
Oh, wait, no, it's not. This is not Shun Oguri. What are you talking about?
Rakuten Card Man, right?
Yeah.
I think the Rakuten card man. I'm trying to find him. Okay.
What is his name? It's probably easier to just look up Garo, but
Oh, this dude, yeah. So for those who don't know, the Rakuten Card Man is basically he's a dude.
He's a superhero.
He's the superhero mascot for the credit card company Rakuten, and he basically wears like a big R on his like completely white latex outfit, and his whole thing he's doing a reverse Clark Kent where he's putting on glasses, and those glasses I assume
are credit cards.
The glasses
Rakuten
are
credit
credit cards. And then give him his powers. Imagine how easy it would be to fraud this man. He's wearing his fucking cards in his eyes. What an idiot, dude.
Yeah, dude.
What a dumbass, dude. What a fucking... If that's Contalus, he's fucked, dude. Just one touch and I've got his details. Bro, come on. Sort it out. Is there a new one? Is this the new Rakuten Card Man? The young dude?
I don't think so, no.
Dude.
Sorry, his name is Jie Kabira.
Interesting. G...
So, do you want to see him in Garo?
Yeah. You know I do. Show me. Does his card say Taro Rakuten? Is that his superhero name?
Yeah, probably. His name is probably like Rakuten Taro because like Taro
Yeah,
is
Taro,
the name
yeah.
used for everything. So
Igai.
he plays the character Kunugi Reijiro, and his whole shtick is that he just like, you know, in JoJo Part 3,
Yeah.
where you have like Darby the Gambler and
Great.
the guy who takes you into a video game.
Yes.
He's
Oh.
that character. He's
What,
like
fu-
those
wait,
characters combined.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah.
Wait, that's kind of fucking sick.
It's sweet. So he
Those
plays,
like some of my favorite fights. Like,
he's a
fucking
con
serious?
artist and a gambler, and he like traps them in like the gambling dimension, and they have to. Yeah, it's fucking great.
you gotta play shoots and ladders.
Yeah.
and
So his
shit.
name is Dentalian.
D'Italian?
Dantalian.
Dan-
Which I think is like is a weird like biblical name, if I remember correctly. But he
Dantalian.
tricks people into playing a fixed coin game, and when they lose, he would seal their souls inside of a coin.
Classic
exactly like JoJo.
Classic
After
Dan.
that, he takes one of the main characters into his alternate realm with 3 games of chance to save one of the person's life. After the 3rd game, he assumes his true form out of rage and lowers himself into physical combat and is beaten. But yeah, so he is literally like Darby the Gambler from JoJo, but like, you know, this is him
I might just watch
20
these
fucking
episodes.
years ago.
Yo, what the fuck? Without his Rakuten credit card
Credit card
glasses,
man, you never know.
I would never
Yeah,
know.
you never know.
I would never know it was him. That's crazy.
It is wild. I will say
Yo,
that.
Garo is kind of fucking sick, honestly.
You honestly like
It's so sick.
dude, if you have not watched Garo, I'm saying this for everyone who is listening.
I know.
If you have not watched Garo, go watch it. It is adult Power Rangers.
Yeah, it's kind of sick.
And it's fucking cool. It has such a like, I can only describe it as gothic Japanese.
Yeah.
Like it has this gothic Japanese like Omnio magic mixed with like knights and shit, and it's so stylish. The fucking fights are awesome
Yep.
because they actually got stunt people
Yep.
to do all the fights, so it's not like goofy ass Power Ranger shit where like 90% of it
It's
is
just
like explosions or like 3D shit.
Guy
You
waves.
got dudes doing like wire work and like wushu
God.
shit,
Oh,
like
God, damn.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. It's fucking great.
Do you know how I know Garo fucking slaps? Because I've never
I
seen
sing
it.
the theme song every time at karaoke.
Yes, that too. I'm on like TikTok. I'm scrolling around, and TikTok does this thing where like you get thrown into like weird pocket dimensions in TikTok, and I got thrown into like Garo Talk, which is like the Garo pocket dimension on TikTok. And for like 3 days, I'm just scrolling through, and like I'm getting like scenes of Garo popping up my fucking For You page, and every single scene, I was like, hey, this show's kind of sick, bro.
There's titties in the first episode.
There are titties in the
fuck's
first
sake.
episode. Honestly, yeah, it's pretty fucking.
Just
sick.
watch it. Damn
Just
it.
watch it. Just get to the titties, and you'll be okay from there.
How could you not at that point?
I've seen some titties. I can.
Because I mean, like, you know, you start watching the show.
yeah.
Titties show up in the first like 10 minutes. And
I'm
you're like,
watching that show, yeah.
I'm fucking in.
All
All
right.
right, let's see where this goes.
I've locked in, guys. See you guys in 2 hours. I gotta watch all of Garo and see
yeah,
what's up.
exactly.
Now it's pretty good though. It's gonna be one of those shows that I'm gonna have to sit down, lock in, and just try to like binge a season one like week, basically.
Honestly, like, I think if you can get through 3 episodes, you're watching the whole series.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Like, honestly, it's the entire fucking first season, first like show is on YouTube, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like they released it for
really?
free, I'm pretty sure.
I'm gonna watch that shit.
I'm like almost positive on the
Garo season 1, episode 1. Yeah, it's all on YouTube. Ooh.
Yeah, Garo. I think this is it. Is this not it? It is.
It
the
is, yeah.
entire series is on YouTube,
Put it in the Discord.
and you can watch it right now. Okay, no. There's the first 2 episodes
Okay.
are on YouTube.
Put it in the Discord.
21 other ones are hidden, but the first 2 episodes are there, and they are fucking rad. You should watch them.
Wait, was there an anime of Garo as well?
Yes, there was.
Garo Vanishing Line?
Vanishing Line is the animated movie. So there's like a timeline. It's
shit.
like an expanded universe. Yeah, it's,
The entire thing is on YouTube.
go watch. Yeah, go
Fucking hell, dude. You just put it in the Discord. You fucking
go
babe.
watch it. It's
You
there.
fucking
I
babe.
actually put it there.
Honestly, the costume design in Garo's kind of fucking sick. Holy shit, dude.
And they're not shy like other shows about fucking up that suit.
Oh, swear?
They're like, yeah, dude, like you get hit with a fucking sword, like it looks like you got hit with a sword. Like they're like, okay, it's made of foam, like we don't give a fuck.
We fucking reformed that shit. I'm about it, dude.
I'm sorry, titties show up at exactly 3 minutes and 38 seconds.
Wait, did someone ask for the fucking time?
No, but I'm scrolling and I can see, you know how like YouTube has
Oh, you can see this girl. Yeah,
right,
yeah, yeah,
right
yeah,
at 3
yeah.
minutes it goes whoop.
Fucking dick. Y'all, sort this shit out. You have no right to be horny on main. Get your shit together, dude.
So
Fucking gross.
I love that the 2 high parts of this episode, titties and the fight at the end.
Fucking dickheads. You absolute degenerates.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah,
Tits rule.
brother. It's rural, dude. Classic, dude.
Yep.
It's kind of why I love you guys. You guys are here.
But yeah.
Excellent.
Long story short, let's wrap it up here.
I'm
If you
sweating so
have
hot.
feedback for the show about
us
things you
know.
want to see, maybe you want us to do a live show, maybe you want to tell us to shut the fuck up and just talk about something more interesting. I don't fucking know.
make some
But give me
drums.
some feedback.
Yeah, that's
I want to know. It's been 5 years. You've been listening for not necessarily 5 years, but
less
if you're
than
on episode 200 and
something. You're here for the long haul.
you're here for the long haul.
We got you.
Dan, that is something I cannot handle because it will not work. He's just had more J. And like that's just not going to work
No,
on
it's
a
not gonna work,
week-to-week
sorry, dude.
basis. It's just not like
That's not gonna work, sorry, man.
no, it's not.
We'll try our best, but no,
Yeah.
it's not gonna work. We'll give you. I can't do 3 episodes every week.
No.
I'm a busy guy. But fucking what? Read it out. Read it to the class.
Okay. No, just it's fine.
Fuck off.
It's fine.
All right, boys. I'll see you guys next week. I'm sweating. Summertime has hit me hard. I'm dying.
It is hitting me hard as well.
Yeah, we out here. All right, boys. I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna leave you. I'm gonna see you next week. Once again, if there's anyone you want to interview, just let us know like the vibe. Put it in the Discord, and we'll reach out to the people.
Give us some
basically.
vibes. I
Yeah,
don't know
that's what we need.
what's the vibe?
That's basically it. But yeah, I'll see you guys next week. I have some things I definitely want to discuss next week, but I had to do some preparation. But we'll leave it to
Yeah, I during the episode I'm like we should have talked about this. But
I have a list, but I'm like I need to like do preparation before I dive into it. I don't want to do a half-baked episode. But yeah,
all right.
guys, I'll see you next week. Stay healthy, stay safe. Goodbye.
Bye.
It's 1,000 degrees, bro.
It is.